Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. Some NBA analysts question why Bronny James is on the Lakers roster. Looking at the games he's played, it's clear he has potential for growth and needs to develop his game, but for that to happen, it would be better for him to leave for another franchise where he could get more playing time. The Lakers are a charming and famous franchise, and the players feel pressured by this. LeBron James is close to retirement and may also request a trade. Without LeBron James, his son Bronny will lose even more space. The best solution for Bronny would be to leave the Lakers in 2026. Los Angeles Lakers star forward LeBron James is under contract with the team through the coming 2025-26 season, but his future in Los Angeles is uncertain after that. James is on track to hit unrestricted free agency next summer, and it's very possible that he will leave the Lakers to sign with another team. If James opts to sign with a rival squad in the 2026 offseason, what will happen to his son Bronny? The Lakers drafted the younger James with the number 55 overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft, and he's heading into his sophomore season in the pros. Let's look at several possibilities regarding what the younger James' future will look like should the 2025-26 campaign be his father's last in a Lakers uniform. Option number 1, Bronny plays out his contract with the Lakers. In this scenario, the younger James sticks around with the Lakers after his dad stops playing for the iconic franchise. The 20-year-old would play out the remainder of his current contract in Los Angeles, meaning he wouldn't hit free agency very soon. The younger James is under contract for the foreseeable future and doesn't have a club option attached to his deal until the 2027-28 campaign. If the Lakers exercised that club option, he'd be scheduled to hit free agency in 2028. If he played out his deal and then the Lakers declined that option, he'd hit free agency in 2027. He would then get to choose his next stop as an unrestricted free agent, but he would also have to be away from his father for some time in this scenario. And nobody knows if the elder James will still be kicking around in the NBA by the time his son's contract is up. Option number 2, Bronny gets traded to wherever LeBron lands in 2026. The elder James signing elsewhere next summer wouldn't rule out the possibility of him being teammates with his son in the 2026-27 campaign. In this possibility, the Lakers trade the younger James to whatever team his father signs with, allowing them to continue playing as a father-son duo. One obvious question that arises in a scenario like this, and any others that involve the younger James leaving the Lakers to follow his father, is whether it would be worthwhile for him to uproot his foundation with LA just to play another year or so with his dad before he retires. We all know that the elder James isn't going to keep playing forever. Option number 3, the Lakers waive Bronny in 2026 to allow him to follow LeBron. The Lakers also part with the younger James in the summer of 2026 in this scenario but do it in a different fashion, waiving him so that he can follow his dad and sign with whoever he lands with. This would probably be the ideal possibility if the younger James wants to play with the elder James on a different team in the 2026-27 campaign, as nobody would have to worry about putting a trade together to make it happen, unlike in the other scenario. It should also be noted that as of now, the younger James' contract for the 2026-27 season is only partially guaranteed. However, one obstacle that could prevent this scenario from happening is if the younger James proves himself as a valuable piece that LA doesn't want to waive for no reason. A strong sophomore season from him could lead to the Lakers feeling like he brings too much to the table for them to lose him for nothing. Option number 4, Bronny becomes a long-term piece with the Lakers. Last but not least is a scenario that is probably the best outcome for the younger James' NBA career. In this scenario, the younger James stakes his claim as an important long-term piece while playing for the Lakers in the 2025-26 campaign and is seen as a part of their future. This would prevent the Lakers from trading or waiving him in the summer of 2026 despite his father's departure, with the team instead keeping him around for a good while and even giving him a new contract down the line. The prediction here is that the younger James' future will play out similarly to possibility number 3. Call it bold, but we'll say that he gets waived by the Lakers next summer and joins the Dallas Mavericks along with the elder James. The crystal ball also says the younger James will still be a fringe NBA player at that point and won't be on the heels of a breakout sophomore season. Lakers make several roster moves ahead of training camp. The next couple of days, and weeks, are going to be busy for NBA teams as they finalize their training camp rosters and work towards finalizing their regular season rosters. For the Los Angeles Lakers, Media Day is on Monday and training camp begins right after. The Lakers have a full 15-man roster, and so most of the signings and cuts they make before training camp have G League implications. The Lakers made a series of roster moves on Saturday with the signings of Anton Watson and Nate Williams, and the subsequent cuts of Eric Dixon and Tevian Jones. E.T. Holmgren, Paolo Banchero pick MJ, LeBron, KD for all-time NBA 2K teams. Eric Dixon was reportedly in line for a two-way contract with the Lakers following the NBA draft, but that does not seem likely now. Dixon, who led the nation in scoring last season while at Villanova, was unable to participate in Summer League as he continued to rehab from an injury. The Lakers have only 2 of their 3 available two-way contract spots filled with third-year big man Christian Koloko and rookie forward Chris Manon. That means that either Watson or Williams could potentially be competing in camp for that final two-way contract spot. Both players are eligible for a two-way contract as they've both played 4 or less years in the NBA. Watson was the number 54 overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft by the Boston Celtics, and he was signed to a two-way contract. He was cut by the team in March, and then signed by the New York Knicks. He appeared in 9 games for the Knicks while shooting 44.4% from the field. Williams went undrafted in the 2022 NBA draft, and came to training camp that year with the Utah Jazz. He did not officially catch on with an NBA team until late in the 2022-23 season when he signed with the Portland Trail Blazers. Williams signed a two-way contract with the Houston Rockets ahead of the 2023-24 season, and ultimately had his deal converted to a standard contract near the end of last season. The Rockets opted to cut him in the offseason. He's appeared in a total of 47 NBA games across the last 2 seasons, with his best numbers coming during his stint with the Blazers. He averaged 10.6 points, 3.0 rebounds, and 2.0 assists in 5 games, including 4 starts. While both players are probably under consideration for a two-way spot from the Lakers, it's also likely that they are in line for a roster spot in the G League with South Bay. Who will be the Lakers' biggest X factor this season? When one looks at all the preseason predictions for the Los Angeles Lakers, one can come to the conclusion that a realistic expectation for the team would be roughly 50 wins, a playoff appearance and possibly one playoff series victory. But the Lakers seem to have more talent than a team that will merely fizzle out in the second round of the playoffs. They have 2 legitimate superstars in Luka Doncic and LeBron James, another player in Austin Reeves who is arguably an all-star level player, and several very solid role players or non-stars. For Los Angeles to make the jump from a playoff team to a legitimate championship contender, at least one player will need to raise his game. Any one of these 3 players has the ability to do so and therefore become an X-factor for the team this coming season. Marcus Smart. Smart has a quality the Lakers have lacked in recent seasons: the ability to play effective, high-level defense on perimeter players. He is also a reliable secondary ball handler and facilitator, and he has lots of playoff experience thanks to 5 trips to the Eastern Conference Finals during his time with the Boston Celtics. Some feel his game has permanently fallen off a cliff over the last 2 seasons. But others expect him to bounce back and be relatively close to the player he was in the 2021-22 season when he was named the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year. Smart has the ability to change the Lakers' culture and bring toughness, resourcefulness, and leadership. Don't underestimate the impact a player like him can have. Jared Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt has become somewhat forgotten, but he can still be an impactful role player for the Lakers. The 6'8" forward is an energetic, versatile, and effective defender, and he has the ability to help out on the boards as well. He has been very limited offensively, but there is a trickle of hope that perhaps that will change a little bit. He has been healthy this offseason after dealing with injuries and ailments during the previous 2 summers, and that has given him a chance to work on his game. If he develops enough of an outside shot to make roughly 35% of his three-point attempts throughout the season, it would greatly open things up for him. Defenses would no longer be able to leave him wide open in the corners, and it could also earn him more playing time from coach J.J. Redick. DeAndre Ayton. As much as Smart and Vanderbilt can help the Lakers, Ayton has the best opportunity to significantly raise the team's ceiling, if he wants to. His points will come thanks to his deep bag on offense. He will get plenty of opportunities to score easy baskets off lob passes and possibly fast breaks and early offense. One should also count on him to average at least 10 rebounds a game, as he has done in each of his 7 seasons in the NBA. But the million-dollar question with Ayton is whether he will play a meaningful amount of defense. He is very athletic, which means he has the ability to become a plus defender, and he was a fairly solid defender early in his career with the Phoenix Suns. Over the last few years, however, his defense has been very lackluster. The 7-footer needs to block shots and protect the rim on a regular basis to the point of deterring layup attempts and dribble penetration. He also needs to hold his own when he switches out onto the perimeter and guards smaller players. Overall, he needs to always be engaged and attentive on that end of the floor. If he does all that, he will significantly change the complexion of the Lakers and give them someone they can build their defensive game plan around. Defense is currently the team's biggest concern. It lacked rim protection after it basically swapped Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic in early February, and with 3-and-D forward Dorian Finney-Smith gone, it also lacks effective perimeter defenders. LA was 17th in defensive rating last season. Rob Pelinka shifts gears, trading future draft capital to fuel Lakers' championship pursuit with LeBron and Luka. Rob Pelinka changes course on Lakers' trade strategy. The Los Angeles Lakers have long been a bastion of championship hopes, and general manager Rob Pelinka is signaling a shift in strategy as the team gears up for a critical season. Amidst speculation and cautious planning, Pelinka's recent comments during Media Day reflect a newfound willingness to trade future draft capital in a bid to enhance the team's championship prospects. For much of the offseason, the prevailing narrative suggested that the Lakers were hesitant to engage in deals that would involve parting with future draft picks or bringing in players with multi-year contracts. This cautious approach was rooted in a desire to maintain flexibility for future roster moves. However, with the clock ticking on LeBron James' illustrious career, he will turn 41 in December, the urgency to capitalize on the present is palpable. Pelinka acknowledged that the organization's mindset has evolved, especially given the potential of 26-year-old Luka Doncic. The need to maximize his prime years adds another layer of motivation for the Lakers front office. If a transaction comes to us that leads to sustaining Lakers excellence and puts us in a position to increase our odds of winning a championship, we would put future draft capital in to make that move, Pelinka stated, clearly articulating a shift from a long-term view to a more immediate focus on success. The Lakers' storied history comes with immense expectations. Their passionate fanbase is accustomed to success, and the stakes are particularly high as the team aims to build a roster capable of contending for the title. Pelinka's recent remarks hint at a proactive stance that could reshape the team's trajectory. The desire to enhance the roster comes at a pivotal time. With LeBron James at the helm, the Lakers find themselves in a unique position where they must balance the urgency of winning now with the need to build a sustainable future. The combination of veteran leadership and youthful talent like Doncic could be a game-changer for the franchise. As the Lakers move forward into the season, Rob Pelinka's willingness to trade future draft assets signals a decisive pivot towards a win-now mentality. With the clock ticking on LeBron's career and the promise of a superstar like Luka Doncic, the Lakers are poised to make bold moves in pursuit of championship glory. The coming weeks will reveal just how far Pelinka is willing to go to ensure the Lakers remain a championship contender in the ever-competitive landscape of the NBA. 2 players LA wants to evaluate before making trades. The post-Lakers rumors, 2 players LA wants to evaluate before making trades appeared first on Clutch Points. The Los Angeles Lakers are preparing for what could be an interesting 2025-26, when Luka Doncic will begin his first full campaign in the purple and gold. The Lakers haven't made a ton of moves this summer outside of extending Doncic, and it remains unclear if they can get near the level of teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference. There have been immense trade rumors around the Lakers throughout the last few months as fans speculate that they might try to retool their roster around Doncic and LeBron James. However, Clutch Point's Brett Siegel broke down why nothing has materialized on that front yet, and is unlikely to anytime soon. The Los Angeles Lakers are expected to take their current roster into training camp and give this group a chance to prove themselves before charting possible trades and changes, reported Siegel. Still, there are two players that Los Angeles will keep a close eye on as things progress. The Lakers are interested in seeing what value Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber can provide, reported Siegel. Siegel also reported that the Lakers front office still explored the trade market this offseason for center depth and wing defenders before signing both DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart. Interesting times for the Lakers. Gabe Vincent swindled the Lakers into a relatively large contract following his anomaly of a playoff run with the Miami Heat, and he has largely either underperformed or been unavailable altogether during his stint in Los Angeles. Kleber, meanwhile, was the other part of the Luka Doncic trade, and was injured for the majority of last year with the Lakers, before head coach J.J. Redick quite comically threw him into an elimination game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, leading to predictably disastrous results. As Siegel mentioned, the Lakers did add Marcus Smart and DeAndre Ayton this summer, which gives them help in point-of-attack defense and frontcourt depth, the two biggest areas of need on their roster. However, it's unclear if this island of misfit toys built around James and Doncic will be enough to vault the Lakers into real contention in the Wild West. Lakers called out for unnecessary J.J. Redick decision. The Los Angeles Lakers made the decision to hire J.J. Redick after firing Darvin Ham. They believed that he brought something to the table that other candidates did not. Redick ended up leading the Lakers to the third seed in the Western Conference in his first year as a head coach, although they did get eliminated in 5 games during the first round of the playoffs. Los Angeles made the decision to give Redick a contract extension after just 1 year with the franchise, and one NBA pundit is not a fan of the decision. NBA pundit not a fan of the Lakers giving J.J. Redick a contract extension. Sam Amico of Hoops Wire doesn't like that the Lakers were so hasty to give Redick an extension. He believes that Redick's performance as a coach in the playoffs doesn't deserve an extension yet. And while a 50-win rookie season on the sideline isn't nothing, it ended with an exit in round 1, Amico writes. Redick's rotations in that Timberwolves series were widely questioned, including the infamous Game 4, when he stuck with the same 5 players for the entire second half. ESPN noted no coach had tried that in at least 25 years. The Lakers blew the lead and lost. Amico notes that while Redick might become a great coach someday, they didn't need to rush this decision. Maybe Redick becomes elite, Amico riffs. Maybe this all looks wise in a few years. But right now, it reads like a franchise betting on stability for stability's sake. NBA pundit doesn't believe that the Lakers should have kept flexibility. Amico thinks that the Lakers would have been better off keeping some flexibility instead of locking him up long-term. Meanwhile, LeBron James turns 41 in December and is showing the first signs of slippage, Amico observes. His farewell tour is coming. Instead of keeping flexibility, the Lakers are doubling down on a coach who is yet to win a playoff series. The Lakers seem to like what Redick gives the team, even if his first playoff run was less than ideal. They are betting on his potential and the fact that James respects him as a basketball mind. With Doncic locked in, is LeBron now the second priority in LA? For the first time in his career, James will be playing under an expiring contract, all because of a simple yet firm no from the Lakers when he asked for a contract extension earlier this summer. One NBA source put it plainly, he obviously wanted an extension, and it's also clear that the Lakers wouldn't give it to him. With no deal in place, James chose to exercise his player option for next season, worth $52.6 million. Again, timing is everything. After acquiring Luka Doncic in a blockbuster trade last February, the Lakers quickly locked him in with a 3-year, $165 million extension, including a player option for 2028. The team knows James doesn't have endless fuel left, and they aren't willing to commit a huge amount that could limit building around their future star. Still, James' camp has made it clear he values a realistic chance of winning it all, even while the team is clearly building around the young guard. Flexibility remains the priority for the Lakers, and holding off on LeBron's extension keeps their options open. That's where Gilbert Arenas' argument hits home. Like, I think he's going to get to probably year 24 to 25, but to push out that much money on him. I know it's LeBron. Listen, I get it. But the age is still age, right? And at some point, even year 22 to 23, he averaging about 22 to 23. Do you want to pay $50 to $60 million for that? But when it's LeBron James, do you even hesitate? Maybe not, but as Josiah, many LeBron fans, too, feel, LeBron James is your current and LeBron James Jr. is your future. Luka is the bridge in between the two LeBron eras. Lakers can't make trade for Andrew Wiggins before solving roster mystery. The Los Angeles Lakers need to know if DeAndre Ayton is the solution at center. Hollywood is dreaming up the perfect blockbuster right now with the rumors of Andrew Wiggins being a trade target for the Los Angeles Lakers swirling. Before Rob Pelinka can make that big move, the Lakers general manager will need to know if DeAndre Ayton is the solution at starting center. It has been made abundantly clear by multiple sources that the Lakers will be looking for a two-way upgrade on the wings. Wiggins fits the mold and brings plenty of upside to Los Angeles, making him a realistic game-changer that fans have begged for in the hopes of seeing the Lakers chase a title. However, the asset pool in Los Angeles is limited. Pelinka will only get so many cracks at improving the roster before the eventual 2026 NBA trade deadline. That is why seeing what they have in Ayton is integral to the process. The former Portland Trail Blazers center arrived in Los Angeles to mixed feelings. On one hand, Ayton is guaranteed to be an upgrade over Jackson Hayes. That does not mean the Lakers are completely absolved of concerns at the center position ahead of the 2025-26 NBA season. Lakers need clarity on Ayton before making the move for Wiggins. It should be said there is no guarantee that Wiggins will just be handed to the Lakers. If Pat Riley proves to be a stubborn negotiator, Pelinka will need a backup plan. However, even if the name is not Wiggins, the model of what the Lakers want is clear. Ayton just needs to tick the needed boxes for Los Angeles first. With Luka Doncic setting him up, the Lakers center should have an easy time settling into a simplified offensive role, while focusing on his defensive impact. If that is the version of Ayton that the Lakers get, the opportunities to elevate the roster further will be there. Sam Vecenie of the Game Theory podcast could not help but share a similar message regarding the situation. Vecenie said, "If Ayton is good, it makes life a lot easier. The reason to not do that, Wiggins trade, now is that you might need that pick value at some point to go get a center if it doesn't work. There will certainly be names worth monitoring if the Ayton experiment does not produce the desired results. Centers like Jarrett Allen, Nikola Vucevic, and Nicholas Claxton could all be available before the trade deadline under the right circumstances. The Lakers will hope they do not need that move. Getting an opportunity to improve the roster, rather than fix it, will be the maneuver that makes pursuing a title a realistic path in the upcoming season. Who should the Lakers dream of pairing with Luka once LeBron leaves? Los Angeles Lakers star forward LeBron James is still active with the team and a terrific player, but it probably isn't too early for the Lakers to start thinking about life after him. The 40-year-old is only under contract for one more season and could retire from the league or join another team in free agency in the summer of 2026. Once James departs the Lakers one way or another, who should the Lakers dream of pairing with star guard Luka Doncic? Here are three premier players who would make a lot of sense next to Doncic in Los Angeles. Anthony Davis. There are some people who might be surprised to see Davis on this list, as he was a member of the Lakers less than 1 year ago. He was a casualty of Los Angeles's move to trade for Doncic before the 2025 deadline. Davis was also plagued by injury once again a season ago, and there's reason to believe his injury luck won't get any better as he continues to age. He's already 32 years old and will turn 33 in March. But a healthy Davis would be an attractive fit alongside Doncic in part because of his defensive chops. There are few players in the league who are better at defending the rim and making up for their teammates' mistakes on that side of the ball. He would also give the Lakers a dominant scorer at the big man spot, and the team doesn't have a player who fits that bill right now. Newcomer DeAndre Ayton has had some decent scoring seasons in the NBA, but he just recently averaged a career-low 14.4 points per game with the Portland Trail Blazers last season. It's worth noting that for as much as a Davis reunion would make sense for the Lakers on paper, it's unclear if the 10-time All-Star would have any interest in rejoining a team that shipped him away in stunning fashion. The soonest he could become a free agent is 2027. Any other move for him would have to come via trade, which seems especially unlikely. Nikola Jokic. Of the players featured here, Jokic is probably the biggest pipe dream for the Lakers. There's no reason to believe that Jokic is overly anxious for a change of scenery, as he's arguably the best player on the planet and helped the Denver Nuggets to a title somewhat recently in 2023. With that in mind, however, pairing Doncic with Jokic would give the Lakers two generational offensive talents, and it's difficult to believe any team would be able to keep Los Angeles' offensive attack in check. Doncic can drop 30 points and 10 assists in his sleep, but so can Jokic, as he averaged a triple-double last season. It would be unwise to double-team either of the two players because of how talented they are as playmakers, but at the same time, it's incredibly difficult to keep them from doing damage in one-on-one situations. Essentially, teams would be left guessing about how to defend the Lakers if they were spearheaded by Doncic and Jokic. If there's anything that fans want to cling to in the hope that Jokic will one day join Doncic on the Lakers, it's that the two share a tight bond. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo seems to be the player here with the best chance of changing teams in the near future. He's been in trade rumors this offseason after spending the past several seasons playing for middling Milwaukee Bucks teams, and Milwaukee's future doesn't look all that bright with the talent deficit it has. The timing might work out for Antetokounmpo to join the Lakers next offseason. If Antetokounmpo sticks around with the Bucks for one more season and Milwaukee underwhelms again, he could ask out in the summer of 2026 just as James leaves. Another possible scenario is that Antetokounmpo could decline his player option after the 2026-27 season and become an unrestricted free agent in the summer of 2027 and sign with the Lakers then. Antetokounmpo might just be the preeminent two-way player in the NBA today, and his addition would put the Lakers in a prime position to contend for titles in the coming years. But the team would likely have to give up an arm and a leg in any potential trade for him, so pursuing him in free agency down the line would maybe be the smarter move.